Hello, I'm Tactical Pascal. Welcome to the channel. I hope this finds you safe and well. Continuing on with the startup series, this video is on the startup and the A-18 Hornet in DCS world. The startup procedure itself is quite easy, and it's the same if you're starting up on land without obviously the launch down the catapult on one of the boats. And it's slightly different on the supercarrier from the standard carrier, which is the Stennis. I can cover a standard carrier launch in a separate video, but this is for the supercarrier because it's such a great module. I highly recommend you get it and add it to your collection. It makes it a little bit more immersive and it makes DCS just a little bit better. Okay, so here we are in the A-18 Hornet and we're on the George Washington. So the startup is very simple on the 18, it's quite easy. First things first, come to the right hand side console, we're going to turn the battery on. Then we're going to come across to the left and you'll see the auxiliary power unit, the APU. Turn that on. You hear that spooling up. When that green light is ready, we know that that's spooled on. So while we're waiting, close the canopy with left control and C. I'll turn on my position lights and formation lights, and while I'm here I like to turn on my oxygen. Okay, so the APU is ready. So first thing I'm going to do is turn on my right engine. So it's this button here. I've got it bound to my joystick, but it's simply right click on that button. And then the engine, if you notice the RPM here, the RPM's going up, and then the nozzles will all adjust and the oil pressure goes up. When it gets to 30, we're going to bring the right engine out of idle. So as that sits about now, I'm going to bring that out of the idle detent. You'll hear a couple of warnings. Little Betty's going to start speaking to me soon. While I'm waiting, I'm going to uncage the SAI. So when it gets to 60, that's when it's up and running. The fuel counters are all going up, so the electronics are coming on. Hear Betty saying roll left. Now in other videos you'll see people rolling the bleed air on and off. You don't need to do this stage, it's just a nicety. So I'm going to arm the seat while I'm there. Before I turn on the left engine, I'm going to start bringing up my MFD. So right click on both to day. This is going to brighten up my HUD, and then brighten up the other, the center MFD. Okay, so back to the engines. I'm going to crank the left engine now, so left click on the engine crank. Excuse me. That left engine is going to start to spill up. We can see it here. When it reaches 30, we're going to bring it out of idle detent. Here it comes. So it's at 30, out of idle detent. Then I'll link my throttles on the Warthog. That's all done. So the engines are all spooling up, no problems. Now I'm going to turn the radar to standby. I'm going to start the inertial navigation system, the INS, and put it to carrier vessel. That gives us a little countdown here. So quality 99.9. That'll start to count down soon. So we'll turn on the RWR and all our countermeasure systems. Knock off our master caution light. So it says wings unlock. And look there, the wings are still in the up and locked position. So I'm going to reset my FCS, the flight control system, and reset rudder to takeoff trim. I can now turn off the APU because everything's up and running. Importantly, we'll turn on our IFF, identify friend or foe, so we don't get shot down. We'll turn on data link. And then we look down here, we can see our quality is now okay for INS. That was 99 now, it's now 0.5. Our maps came on. So we can turn our INS to nav. Next thing we need to do is contact the ground crew. So /F8, wheel chocks remove.
Remove the wheel chocks.
And you'll see them disappear.
Copy. Wheel chocks are now removed.
Wheel chocks are now removed. Next up, we have our parking brake. Take that off. Our nose wheel steering is on. We can press the high gain button if we want our nose wheel steering to go high or just normal. And we're going to taxi around to go Cat 2. Why not? So I'm just going to bring the throttles up. Taxi towards the back of the Cat. And then as we approach the back of this yellow box, the crewman is going to give us the wave on. So he's telling me now, unfold my wings. So right click on the wing unfold handle, You see them coming down. When they are down and locked, or when they are down, you need to lock them. So that's them down. We will push that in. Oh, push it in by scrolling on the wheel, not clicking left or right, but it's a forward scroll on the wheel. So he's telling us we need to come left a bit. So we'll come left a little bit. That's too much. A little bit more. Okay, once it's going to go straight, taxi forward, then he's going to tell us to stop. So I just slow down that taxi a little bit. Right, he wants us to stop there. You're going to see the crewman running to attach us to the boat for the catapult shuttle launch. We'll just click menu, menu, and then we'll go flight control system there so I can see all the data regarding my flaps, etc. And then we'll go menu, menu, HUDs, in case the HUD fails. So he wants me to lower the launch bar. That hand signal says lower the launch bar. So look down and to the left. Launch bar, if I bend my head, so launch bar retract and extend, so I'm going to extend it. Now our little crewman to our right should duck under the aircraft. Let me go external. He's attached that little launch bar attachment. I don't know what it's called, but it's going to hook us up to the catapult. So he wants us to go forward. Need to give it quite a bump to go over the shuttle. Then it'll stop you automatically as you go over. Now that we're here, he's going to ask us to retract our launch bar. So little crewman has attached us to the shuttle, and then he's saying launch bar retract. So we're going to bring up our launch bar. Now the next bit, our little crewman here saying look at me, he's going to wind us up, ready to go. That's your throttle up. But what I'm going to do is /F8, and I'm going to get ready to press salute. That's going to give them the launch. So it's F6 on the keyboard once you're spooled up. Wait for those engines. Salute for request launch. And off we go. So as you depart, pull up slightly, gear up, flaps up, and then depart away from the boat. That's it. That is the startup and launch from the super carrier in the F-18 Hornet. Once again, I'd like to stress it's a basic video. It's just to get you started and airborne. I will cover other things such as weapon systems, tactics, even things like landing in the F-18, because it's all a different topic that I don't want to cover. This is just intended to get you airborne. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked what you see, click that subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, please do. I'll try and respond as much as I can. If you want to learn more about the F-18 or any other module in DCS, then come along and join us at the Tactical DCS Discord. The link is in the description below. Until next time, Tactical Pascale, out!